NATO powers were quick to celebrate what they saw was a swift and easy coup in the North African nation of Libya. All that changed this month with the first death of a serving US ambassador since 1979. Well, with me to talk about the situation in post-Gaddafi Libya is Sabri Malik, the official spokesperson of Libya's Democratic Party. Sabri Malik, welcome back to Double Standards. In a sense, some of the predictions you made about Libya coming to pass in many ways, but of course the international media concentrating on the 9/11 attack on the US Consulate in Benghazi, all over a film, apparently.
Well, first of all, I'd like to extend the condolences of the Democratic Party to the family of the ambassador, Mr. Christopher Stevens, and his colleagues, and to the American people and the American government. What happened in Benghazi.
And yet, Secretary of State Clinton very keen to emphasize the importance of the connection of the film to this demonstration and the death of their ambassador.
The film was very inflammatory. It was a hate film. Muslims were offended all over the world. But let's get our facts right. What happened in Libya was going to happen anyway. It was planned by al-Qaeda. The West is in a state of denial. They don't want to accept that al-Qaeda is there. But we Libyans know that we cannot have our democracy, we cannot have our freedom if those thugs carrying guns all over the place in Libya. We need United Nations peacekeeping force urgently.
And why do you think the media is collaborating with those NATO countries in presenting the attack on the US Embassy as a crime related to the film rather than al-Qaeda in Libya?
Well, in the West now, there are two warring camps. There are those who support the Saudi regime, do not want democracy in the Arab world, and they want the Arab Spring to be just a phase, and everything will go back to as usual.
But NATO clearly supports Saudi Arabia. The British Prime Minister visits Saudi Arabia. Saudi's royals come and visit the Queen here. And of course, the United States, close relationship with Saudi Arabia. And you're saying they're backing al-Qaeda?
Absolutely. The al-Qaeda is a Saudi Arabian phenomena. It is driven by the Wahhabi, the official creed of the Al Saud. Saudi Arabia finances the Wahhabi movement in the world in the tune of billions and billions of dollars. They already ruined Pakistan, Afghanistan, Somalia. They did a lot of damage in Algeria, and they want now to destroy the Libyan revolution. They want to kill democracy, to stop the Arab Spring in its tracks. We Libyans, and indeed we Arabs, know for certain that al-Qaeda will not be defeated unless there is a regime change in Saudi Arabia.
Do you not think that Washington advisors, analysts at the CIA, National Security Agency, realize this and are advising the State Department about this, especially in the context of the fact that America is helping rebels in Syria associated with the very Saudi elements you're talking about being in Libya?
There are many Americans who want to help the Arabs. There is a rapprochement between the Arab people, the Arab Spring, and the Americans. But there are elements in America and in the West generally do not like this. They are only interested in oil interests. They are not interested in democracy for the Arabs.
Do you think that the attacks, the only perhaps good thing to come out of the attacks, will be greater unity amongst parties in Libya? Mohamed Magriaf, head of Libya's National Congress, in Parliament saying this was premeditated, going against the US narrative line on the attacks? Yes,
the picture is becoming clearer by the day. The Libyan government knows for certain now that it was al-Qaeda orchestrated attack. The Americans knows it too, but they are slow to admit it because it would involve a lot of commitment on their part. I'm afraid the Americans have to commit themselves now. We want peacekeeping forces of the United Nations in Libya urgently.
Sabri Malik, spokesperson for the Libya Democratic Party, thank you very much again for coming on the show.
Thank you.